Hey, this is Russ from Peak 7 Adventures. I'd just like to welcome you to a warehouse. Just going to show you around a little bit, and then we'll share with you some prayer requests that we have for this week. To my right here, you'll see we have a long wall. We have on helmets, harnesses, headlamps, whistles, gaiters, and food sets. We have 30 sets of this, and that allows us to take out 3 groups of 10 kids, and then we also have 2 guys with us, but we keep guide gear separate. This allows us to take out possibly up to 30 kids at a time, and that's really been a benefit. This past summer we took 800 kids out, and some of this gear gets a lot of use. As you can see, the first few numbers we have a few things that are missing, and that's because during the off season now what we've done is we're repairing gear. On the table here we got some sleeping bags we're fixing, as well as some stuff that just came in from a manufacturer who was able to fix some of the gear on warranty, which was really a blessing to us. You see right here you have the rafts. This space, this warehouse has really been a blessing because it enables us to store our rafting gear and our climbing gear in a safe spot where we know where it is, we can take care of it. So without that, it'd be a real hassle to store these rafts properly. Above the rafts, you'll see we have our backpacks. Again, that's another piece of gear that we provide, partially because we like having backpacks that we know work and we know how to adjust to the kids. Also, a lot of these kids do not have gear. A lot of the youth that we take out don't have this kind of equipment. They don't have money to pay for it. And so being able to provide it ourselves lets us take out kids that usually normally wouldn't get to go. On the back wall as well, you can see a whole bunch of sleeping bags. Also another important piece of equipment that we provide. Next to that, there's some food. We provide food during the trips as well. Some other equipment that we'll show you as we walk back. There's tents, there's jackets, fleeces, and such. There's also boots. You notice we have a lot of boots here. We get those donated. A lot of them from REI, a local outfitter. And that's really important because these kids, you need to have good boots when you hike. A lot of the ones that we get require repair, cleaning, some other stuff like that. That's fine, we can do that. Just like if you have old camping gear that you want to donate to us, we can use that, we can repair it, we can make it benefit a kid. Because a lot of these kids don't have this gear, and we can't just get 30 sets of boots. We need to have a wide variety because of different sizes. Next to that, we have some other gear, base underlayers, warm stuff, wools, and stuff that are necessary for the hiking because it does get cold up in the mountains. We get up to 7,000 feet plus at times, and it does get cold. We did have it snow once or twice this past summer. A lot of rain. Speaking of rain, we also have, you can see this little circular rack, and that has a lot of rain gear, which we'll use as well. We also have water bottles, stoves, water filters, other equipment that we'll need for the trip. Now, Matt and I will walk back and we'll show you our climbing gear. You see the other stuff that we use, under layers, the jackets, warm jackets, tents, Bibles, another thing that we take with the kids, first aid kits, other gear that we have. Back here you'll see we have a slot wall with a whole bunch of climbing gear, ropes, webbing, carabiners, cams, some other stuff like that. And we use this gear when we do a rappelling as part of the ascent trips. We take kids up and we have them rappel off a 70 to 80 foot cliff. And we can spend up to an hour with an individual kid, encouraging them, working with them to overcome the fear of heights that they have to go over the edge. It's a very rewarding time for the kids and for us to see the progress they make and that just the trust in us and the trust in God that they have. One thing we're looking to do this next coming summer is add, besides just the backpacking trips that we have currently 3 we can do at the same time, add a climbing trip on at the same time. We'll go to a local climbing wall or Minnehaha, an outdoor bunch of rocks cliffs that we can climb on, set up the ropes, and just work with kids there. We were able to do that a few times this past summer when the water in the rivers was too high, and we still wanted to do an activity with the kids. So we saw the benefit of it there. We're looking this year to possibly expand to have 4 trips at the same time. 3 backpacking trips, and then also a climbing trip with a group that can't do 5 days or still wants to do an activity with us. One thing we'll need for that is gear. We don't have enough to do that at this point. So we're looking a lot for climbing shoes. We'll need those. We do have some harnesses, but we're probably going to need more. So climbing gear, that's one of the prayer requests we'd like you to join with us in, as we just pray for guidance from God as to whether or not we're going to be able to do the climbing, but also as for resources of volunteers who can be trained and skilled in that, as well as just looking at the money and the the gear it's going to take to run that safely, because safety is an important thing in what we do, and climbing is one of those things where we need to have good gear. Some of the stuff we can't have used, we need to buy fresh, but a lot of the stuff that we do need, we're just praying to God and we trust that He will provide it. Another prayer request we have is we have 2 vans that we use for the ascent trips, and with a 3rd ascent trip that we're trying to ramp up and do more often, we're going to need another van there. As well as with the climbing trip, we're going to need another van. So we have 2. We really would like 2 more. It would really help us be more efficient and effective in the ministry and really provide a benefit to these kids. Having the van on the trip with us allows us to bond with them before the trip, and then also as we return from the activity to talk with them. And that's really where some of the really neat conversations, really good conversations about meanings in life and God come in. So having those vans would be a blessing. So we just appreciate if you could pray with us about 2 more vans and climbing gear for next summer. Thanks. God bless.